Good morning. Here we are again in Vincenzo's kitchen where something good's always cooking. And what we've done today is made a nice big pot of my wonderful sauce, tomato sauce, all from scratch except for the mushrooms. So what I've done here is I have quartered up probably 40 pounds of tomatoes. You can see what I didn't have from my big basket sitting over there on the counter. We've run our fresh batch of jars, pint jars, with the lids and the rings. I always use fresh. And then over here we have our big pot of sauce, our boiling pot, we're going to water bathe them, and our attachments over there. So we've taken about 40 pounds of nicely ripe varying species of tomatoes, including San Marzano, including Roma, including Giant, including Black Krim, Siberian Brown. We have a nice mixture in there. We quartered them up. We filled up that entire pot that you see over there on the stove to the brim, and then I took a knife and I slashed them inside the pot to even compress it a little further, because I know from experience that's what I'll need to do. That gave me a couple of inches to where I could add my other items in there. This is going to be a chunky sauce. So what I did was, after I cooked thoroughly all the tomatoes that were in there, I used an immersion blend and crunched everything up. Skin, seeds, everything. I don't use the basket and strain it out. Everything that's good goes into the sauce. After that's been done, what I've done is take an entire quart bag of chopped green peppers, which were fresh from my garden, and I took several yellow squash and a small green zucchini, and I also chopped those up and stuck them in the sauce with my spices, which totaled about a total of 1 cup totally. Now that's about a quarter of a cup of oregano leaves, that's a quarter of a cup of basil, that's a quarter of a cup of Italian seasoning, and that's a quarter of a cup of onion and garlic powder. So here we're going to put these up in the jars. They're fresh out of the dishwasher. I just wanted to give some background on what I did up here, and here we go. So you want to make sure that everything is pretty well sterilized. I've got my nice funnel here. I'm just going to come on over with my ladle. Give the pot of sauce a nice stir. I'm going to do this right over there gingerly. You can see the nice chunks. We're going to bring this all the way up just to where the threads on the jar are. It usually takes just a little bit more than 2 scoops of this. It'll get very hot, so we want to do this relatively quickly. Bring that on over, go to the next jar, do the same thing. Each time that I do it, I stir the pot because I want to get all that goodness in each ladle that I'm putting in there. We've got onions, mushrooms, peppers, zucchini, yellow squash, great herbs and spices. This has been cooking for several hours. It's been taste tested along the way. I added a couple more dashes and dollops of this and that, some ground pepper, a little bit more of the fresh onion, a little bit more of the garlic powder since I ran out of the chunks. And again, I'm filling these up just to the line where the threads start. I should be able to get 12 out of this. That's usually what happens. Again, stirring the pot. Make sure you got that nice chunky goodness in each ladle. I'm doing it right over the pot. Try and not to make it too much of a mess. Successful so far. This is my first batch of sauce for the season. I only had to add 1 can of tomato paste. And whenever you add tomato paste, you should add some sweetener. I added stevia. Being diabetic, and stevia is a natural sweetener, and it actually enhances insulin uptake. I've got my water bath ready to go. And I'll lid and ring these guys up after I run my wooden spoon around the inside lip. And I should be able to get 11 or 12. The smooth ones you can get 12 in this pot. These ones have lettering on them, so I think I'll only be able to get 11 in there. But that's okay, I'll leave the other one out or in the refrigerator, and then I'll have the sauce ready to go. Got one more jar left. Will I make it? I don't know, maybe. This sauce is smoking hot. So is this pot. Got nice chunks of mushroom in there. Green pepper, red pepper, good spices, herbs, fresh grown. It's like a garden in a jar, as I always say. All right, there we go with that. We're going to take our wooden spoon that was run in the dishwasher, and we just want to go around the edges of each one of these before we put the lids on. Just adds to the seal in case there's any trapped air bubbles there along the edge. And I'll put these in the water bath for probably 35-45 minutes. 30 minutes is what they recommend, but I like to be on the safe side. I'm going to put them on and just hand tight them. Wow, that is hot. We're going to use our tool to drop them right into the pot. Everything's hot, so there shouldn't be problems. Lid there. That's the new one. And an extra one out. Alright, we're going to take our lid off our water bath. Yowzer. Grab each one. Just set them right in there. All around the edge. As I said, 35-45 minutes. You want to make sure when you fill up your water bath that you're accounting for the level of the water not to be so high, because you're going to displace a good portion of that when you put the jars in. they come right over top of the lids there. I want to see if I can get that last one in. Maybe, maybe not. Nope, not gonna go. Alright, so we got 11 in there. Put the lid back on it. And there you go, that's how you do it. Alright, there's another how to do the sauce up, how to do the water bath. When these are all done, I'll use the tool, bring them over, put them back in the case that they came in. You'll be listening for that very distinct snap sound as they set up. You want to give them a twist to make sure the lids are tight before you put them in the box. Alright, here we go again, Vincenzo's Kitchen, where something good's always cooking. Remember to be kind to one another out there. Help your neighbor if you can. Alright, we'll see you.